Okay guys, this is a video to just show you how to get around the video editor once you're signed in. So the video editor is sort of the back of house, the control area for the website. And the website is, the skeleton of the website is set out here on the left. So each page is shown, and if you click on each page it shows you the page details. And it also shows you the page there, so it takes a little bit of time to load. So what I've loaded there is a news and events page. And you can add posts to the news and events page by, if you're in the editor version of it, by clicking new post. It creates a new blog, effectively, a new blog entry. And then you could add text, add images. And then when you're ready, you can select a category for the blog. So it might be the History Society, or it might be Church Bell Ringers, or it might be several. So you can add several categories. And then you can post it. And then that shows on this page as the most recent post. So it's like a news. It's where you'd put news for the community. So I'll go through that in more detail and actually create a blog post, but I'll do that in a separate video. So anyway, so that is the page that hosts the blog video. If we go back to another page, let's go to the History Society page. So the History Society page is there. Okay, so this editing platform effectively shows each page of the website, in large part, what it looks like to the general public. It's WYSIWYG, so it's what you see is what you get. So it's a fairly good interpretation of what the page is going to look like when somebody visits it who hasn't got editing rights. And we know that basically it looks like this inside this grey area. That's what the page looks like. And whoever's visiting can select the pages by clicking on the links here. And the home page, which we can do by either clicking there, or we can go back into the page link, so the page list, and then click home there. But either way, you get to the home page. And the home page has got various links, various pictures with a hyperlink behind it. So if you click on one of these pictures, it will take you to the appropriate page, which is also listed here. Okay, so the History Society page, to go back to that, click on that. That's the History Society page. It's highlighted in blue there. Excuse me. So you can edit that page by just clicking on the text, selecting what you want to change, changing the text, typing it in. You can change it. That text there is the template for a title. This text is for a paragraph. You can add in as many bits of text as you want. If you go, the two main sections when you're building a page or building the website are here. So see the pages, which gives you the list of all the pages. Then you select on the page that you want to edit. It shows you the page here, then you edit it. Now when you want to edit the page, so you're on the page you want to edit, now to edit that page, if you click on build, it gives you all of your build tools down the side here. Most of these you'll never use. But the simple ones are title and text, so, and pictures, or a gallery, or a slideshow, or whatever. So title, you just drag down a box to wherever you want the title to go. Let go of the button. It drops in a title. You click on it to edit, put in your text, and it's already formatted it in the same as a title. Okay. But we don't want that there, so I'll just go up here and click on the red, and it says, "Do you sure you want to delete?" You go, yes, and it deletes that box. So we're back to where we started. Okay, so you can do simple edits by just clicking on the box, finding where you want to put the text, typing in the text, voila. Okay, so that's for simple edits. Now, say that you wanted to add a new subsection to the website. So a subsection, effectively what you're doing is adding another page. Okay, so if we go back to pages again, so we can decide on where we want the subsection to go. So say we've got History of Shrawley. Now, History of Shrawley, because the Shrawley Society have got a lot of information on the website, the History of Shrawley page has got, I've designed it so it's got lots of subsections. Okay, so it's got marriages, baptisms, burials, etc. Those subsections are either pages on the website, or they are linked to files which are published to the same domain, the domain being shrawley.org.uk. Okay, so for instance, marriages, click on marriages on the pages list, and it shows us here, and notice it hasn't shown the marriages page here. The reason for that is because marriages isn't a web page. Okay, marriages is an external PDF link called marriagesindex.pdf, which has been uploaded to this web domain. Okay. Now the web domain is called mbsite3.weebly because that was the original name of the site before we moved the domain to Shrawley. Okay. So so the PDF that John supplied, I simply uploaded that, and then I attached a name or a subsection to it called marriages, and then I moved that page to be a subsection of History of Shrawley. So say for example we create a new page. So to create a new section or subsection, you go to the top here to pages, click plus, and it gives you options. The two options you're likely to use are either going to be to create a page or to create an external page, which is a link to a PDF. So say you want to create a link to a PDF, click on external page, and then all you've got to do is name this. So say we decide to call this 21st Century Life. And we then put in the external link here. So if this was a Google Doc, we would just copy the sharing link from the Google Doc, paste it in there, and then hit done. And that would automatically, when you clicked on that subsection of 21st century, so let's first of all let's create that link. So I probably won't let me do that because I can't really. I wanted to create if I put the link in here and then I hit done, you'll see that the 21st Century Life, oh there we are, it's showing there. Okay. Then we want to, so it's allowed me to do that, right? Okay. But 21st Century Life, we don't want it there. We want it to be in the appropriate subsection. So you can drag it up to wherever you want it. So say we want it under Shrawley Estate, and we let go, and you see it's moved from there, and it's moved up to History of Shrawley, Shrawley Estate, 21st Century Life. Okay, so when a user clicks on that, if there was a link attached, which there isn't, it would go to that link and it would show you the PDF or the Google Doc or whatever. So that's how you create a subsection. You create either a link or a page by clicking the plus and then either creating a page or an external page, which is a link. Then you input the link information, hit done, move it to where you want it in the subsection, hit publish, and it will then be published and shown on the website. So probably best if we practice that, but as I say, if you wanted to create a subsection, you'll be basically creating either a new link or a page, and to do that you get to the pages option here, you hit the plus, you create either a page or what's called an external page, which is just a link, input the link you want it to link to, hit done, move it to the appropriate place on the list. So you want it, if you're the History Society, you probably want it under History of Shrawley in one of these. So you put it amongst one of these and then away you go. Okay, so let's get rid of 21st Century Life because it's not a link or a page you want. So I've clicked on it and here we've got 21st Century Life, that's it. And I'm going to delete that. Are you sure you want to delete this page? Obviously, make sure it's the right page. Yes, delete. And it deletes 21st Century Life as the subsection, and we're back to where we started. Okay, so that is how we create a new page. We then move it to the appropriate subsection of whatever the parent page is, if that makes sense. And then whenever somebody scrolls down, they'll be offered that subsection. They click on it, it goes to that file. And I think the best way, and I want to talk to you all about, the best way for the History Society to use this website is probably to have a free Google account with a free Google Drive, with you all having access to it, editing access to all of the documents held on the Google Drive, and then just all you have to do is get a shareable link of whatever information you want to share, put it as a subsection, external link on the website, and whenever anybody clicks on that link, it will automatically open a new browser or a new page or go to that PDF or that Google Doc. If it's a Google Doc, if it's a PDF, then obviously it can't be edited by anybody. But if it's a Google Doc, we just have to make sure that what you share is a shareable link to view and not a shareable link that enables them to edit. Because if you give Joe Blogs an opportunity to edit and they edit or delete the file, you've lost all your data. So what you want to do is give them limited rights, which is just viewing rights rather than editing rights. That's a Google issue. It's easy to do, and I can talk you through that separately. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up, I know there is a Google account somewhere that exists, but I'm going to set up a new Google account for the History Society, and you can use that if you like. And I can set it up and I can illustrate how you use it, and you can either choose to use it or you can use an existing account. Okay, so that then is how to create a new subsection or page, how to move the page in your skeleton to put it in the right place, and then once you put it in the right place, it'll show up on the file in the same way. So History of Shorley, the subsections will show up here. Okay, so if you wanted to move World War, let's go to History of Shorley. We've got World War One. If you wanted World War One to go to the top of this list above marriages, you would just go to the pages view. Shows here. Go to the History of Shorley there. Find World War One. Move that cursor till you get that little grab icon. Okay. Grab World War One, and then you move it up to wherever you want to put it, and then let go, and it's there. Okay. Move it back to under Oliver's Mount. If you wanted to make it a subsection, so you wanted to put it down the string a bit more, say World War One was a subsection of Oliver's Mount, which clearly it isn't, but say it was, you can just move it to the right like that. And that means it won't show on the first pass. So when we go to History of Shorley, sorry, the broadband is taking some time to pick up. Right, so History of Shorley. You can see World War One isn't actually shown on that list now. But when I go down to Oliver's Mount, I'll try again. Sorry, this is Shorley's super fast broadband doing what it does. History of Shorley, down to Oliver's Mount, and then you can see World War One is a subsection of Oliver's Mount now. So to create subsections, sub-pages, you just move it around in this left-hand bar, and then you move it left or right. I'm going to move it left again because it's not a subsection, so I've moved it left. And then once it sorts itself out, wait for the broadband again. You can see my icon hasn't changed yet to a little hand. So basically the website's not, there we are, right. So then if I go to History of Shorley, you can see World War One is now back in the subsection area. So hopefully that makes sense. So whatever changes you now make are made, but then for everyone else to see them, you need to publish those changes. So whenever you've been working on the website, when you're happy that everything's as you want it, it'll remain changed, but it won't actually be shown until you publish it. So you've changed it, so if you've deleted a page, you've deleted the page. Okay, you can't bring it back very easily. Or if you've deleted text on a page, that's what you've done. However, I mean, there are sometimes ways of getting onto support and getting them to bring back an old page that's been deleted, but it's quite a hassle. So try and be careful about what you do and don't delete. But what we can then do is once we've decided we want to change what we've got, we can go up to publish, click on publish, and it starts to publish like this. Depending on how fast your broadband is, it takes a while. Then it says website published. And then if you click on the blue link there, it'll take you to the published website and show you what it looks like. Right, so that was the first one. That's how to create a subsection, how to move it around to make it the subsection of the page you want. And it also hopefully defines the difference between creating a new page, which is actually a pro forma page that you can then edit on the website, or creating a link, which is an external link to an existing document, which you then publish to the web. And I think the latter is probably going to be the easiest way for the History Society to have documents which are constantly being changed, but have them available to view on the website, but then easily accessible and changeable by members of the History Society. So we use this website to hang all those hyperlinks off, and all those hyperlinks go to limited view share documents which are held on, say, a free Google Drive, which the History Society all have access to. So I think that is probably the way to do it. And then that way everyone has access to that. You'll have one password, one username, and then anybody can access it from the History Society and make amendments. There are other options, there are other ways of doing it, but that's probably the simplest way, and then everyone has access, but you probably only be able to access one at a time. If you had a paid account, which would probably be about £3 or £4 a month, then, which you may want to do if you've got a History Society, then you could all have usernames. You'd have more than enough cloud space, and then you could hold all your documentation on that Google Drive. You could have a YouTube account attached to it. You could have whatever, and then you could embed videos or photos or documents or amended documents, and then you could all amend separately, and it would show who amended what and when. So that might be quite nice, but it would cost you probably about £3 a month to have a professional Google account. So I can certainly help you with that and set that up if you're not sure how to do it. That anyway, without rambling on for too long, that is the basics of how to create a subsection, how to move the pages around, and what the difference between an actual page creation and an external link creation represented on the website. So hopefully that is going to help. There are some other bits and pieces you wanted, which I'll address in other videos.